Hello, I'm back with another video for you today, and when I was kind of using my intuition to figure out what I want to talk about tonight, I thought of the idea of outgrowing people, places, things that no longer serve you. And so today's video is going to be about letting go of control and trusting in the process, because I just think it can be helpful to hear about maybe understanding why certain people, certain opportunities, or circumstances come up in certain parts of our lives, and then sometimes those things are taken from us. Sometimes we feel that we need to walk away, but there can be a lot of grief in that. There can be a lot of confusion. And so today, my hair looks a little bit wild, but let's just ignore that. Today I just want to talk about that, trusting in the process, trusting in the fact that what is meant for you is going to arrive. You're never going to have to chase something, and you shouldn't try to force things, people, places, anything that is not aligned with your greater good. And God, universe, source, you always know what's best for you. Your intuition will tell you, and you just have to listen. I can think of many examples in my life of situations that clearly the universe was just trying to pull me away from, but it was hard for me to allow that to happen. And a lot of the time that we miss out on blessings, that we miss out on just things that are literally cosmically, divinely aligned and orchestrated for us, is when we kind of get in our own way. You know what I mean? And let me know in the comments if you've had an experience where you've maybe lost out on an opportunity because of whatever it might be, any self-sabotaging tendencies, not thinking you're good enough, or maybe trying to control a certain situation and then having an undesirable outcome. I feel often our egos will think that we know better, but the truth is that we don't. We don't know anything, and that is wisdom, is to really truly surrender and trust the universe, because it's not possible for you to fail or not get the outcome that you actually deserve in this lifetime. But your brain, your mind, your ego is going to make you think that, but what's coming for you is so much better than what you even think. I think that tends to happen a lot with us, is that the truth is that we can't even conceptualize what is going to unfold for us, especially if you're a dreamer or you're a visionary or someone who just genuinely sees really big things for themselves, but you don't know how that's going to play out, and you also don't know exactly what that's going to look like, no matter how much you try to control the outcome. I feel there's so many people that we see online who have a big kind of a viral moment, or they just have their career pop off, and I feel most of the time say this just was so unexpected, it came out of nowhere, I could have never imagined that this is what would have happened in my life. And I truly think that that's something that really does happen. I really think that when you focus on yourself, when you just keep the faith and you keep creating, you keep doing what it is that you want to do day by day, step by step, even though it might take some time, it's going to happen for you. And sometimes there may be situations that you think are actually wrong for you. Things that might happen, the way that events unfold might make you uncomfortable because it's not the way that you envisioned it in your mind. But you can find solace and peace and trust in knowing that it's out of your hands. It's out of your control. So allow the universe to give you what is written for you. Allow God to provide you with what your higher self wants, what your higher self has planned out for you, not what the ego wants, because the ego is often conditioned. There's conditioning. There's thinking that you want this thing because that's what everybody else wants. But what the higher self wants is often very different from the ego. And this is where I talk about this a lot, but taming the ego is so important. The ego is going to literally try its best to ruin your experience of reality because it wants to control reality. You know, it wants to literally control the events. It wants to also become like, it becomes a victim to like things like success, money, status, like all of those things that are just fleeting, all of those things that are truly like mean nothing, right? Like beyond this life, whatever you end up doing materially is kind of insignificant in a way. I mean, you may have a different point of view, but in terms of like what's really valuable, it's that spiritual growth, it's that spiritual evolution. It's allowing yourself to receive this abundance, these gifts, these feelings of hope, these feelings of peace and love and contentment and gratitude and all of that, because at the end of the day, we're all just chasing a feeling. And if we can give ourselves that feeling first and then manifest the physical things, we'll come to the realization that the feeling at the end of the day was what we wanted. So we can give ourselves that feeling and we can feel that now. It doesn't have to be when we make X amount of money. It doesn't have to be when we retire and we finally have enough time to garden. Like, that's living life that way to me just seems like so restrictive, and it's like you're really not appreciating every single moment, every single scene, every single picture of your life, because you're constantly thinking about where you should be, what you should be doing, right? What other people expect of you. You can block blessings this way too, you know, getting into a career path that isn't for you, but you think that you should do it to make others happy because it would make you look good in the eyes, through the eyes of others, through the eyes of society. But yeah, I think there's something extremely scary and, you know, daunting about trusting the process. And like, it sounds very cheesy. We always kind of hear that, trust the universe, let it happen for you. Like, you don't chase, attract, but it's very true. Of course, there's situations when you're passionate about something, you're naturally going to go more into that masculine yang energy and do and create, and that's important. We always want to have a balance to the best of our capacity, to the best of our ability. I don't know if I can, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired tonight, but we always want to have a balance of that yin and yang energy. But I find that I'm sorry, there are so many sirens going off. I don't know if you can hear them, but I was saying that I've noticed, especially in North America, being in this like capitalistic, materialistic society, there's like such a focus on that yang energy, that go-getter, do more, and a lot of people are suffering in terms of like chronic disease, and you can see it, like autoimmune diseases, chronic diseases, a lot because of stress being one of the main causes of disease in general, because it causes so many problems within the body and within the mind too, which are connected. So give yourself some grace, and of course take inspired action towards your goals and do what really makes you feel alive. But also remember to try to find that balance, and like also knowing when to just not do anything, and that's okay too. and rest and eat well, hydrate, move your body, work on your mental health, like make sure that you're staying in tune with your body and your mind. Like these things are difficult to do because we get so wrapped up in like life, and I get it. I'm guilty of this. Like a lot of changes have been happening for me recently in like every part of my life. So, you know, I feel sometimes exhausted thinking about I have to keep up with my yoga and my meditation. I have to keep up with my social life and my finances and all of that. But just take it one day at a time, one step at a time. You're gonna be okay. We're all in the same boat. We're all just like trying to make it out here. Even though some people might look like they have everything figured out, they don't. They're lying. And they're probably crashing out behind closed doors. But we're really just all doing our best, and you're doing amazing. And I'm proud of you if nobody has told you that recently. I'm very proud of you just for like being here and like being okay. And if you're not okay, that's okay too. You know, I'm just proud of you for everything that you've been able to withstand throughout your life, the things that you have never told anyone about. And I hope that this can feel like a safe space for you as well, to just like listen, share your comments below, reach out in case you just need anything, because we all need that sometimes, and we all need that community and that reminder that you don't need to do anything to be worthy. Okay, you're already worthy and perfect and complete just as you are. So I hope you sleep well tonight knowing that, even if it's not nighttime for you right now. Just love yourself, because in the words of RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? And amen to that. I love you so much. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And have an amazing night. Bye.